Welcome to Infidelity Love, where love burns, lies unravel, and secrets always come to light. If you crave stories filled with passion, betrayal, heartbreak, and revenge, then you're in the right place. Here, every twist cuts deep, and every episode keeps you begging for more. Subscribe now and dive into the dangerous world where love and deception collide. The small town of Maplewood was quiet at night. The streetlights flickered, and the wind whispered through the trees. Inside a little blue house at the end of Willow Street, a woman named Melanie sat on the couch, staring at her phone. Her husband, Jordan, was asleep upstairs, but Melanie, she was wide awake, waiting. Then a message popped up on her screen. "I'm outside." Melanie's heart pounded. She looked toward the stairs, listening. Jordan was still asleep. She grabbed her coat, took a deep breath, and slipped out the front door. Outside, a sleek black car was parked near the curb. The driver's side window rolled down, and a man with dark, piercing eyes smirked at her. It was Travis, her secret. "Did he suspect anything?" Travis asked. Melanie shook her head. "Number he trusts me." Travis chuckled. "Then let's not waste any more time." Melanie hesitated for only a second before getting into the car. The door shut with a quiet click, and the vehicle disappeared into the night. Meanwhile, upstairs, Jordan stirred in his sleep. Something felt off. His arm reached across the bed, searching for Melanie, but all he found was an empty space. His eyes opened. He sat up, rubbing his face, and glanced at the clock. 2:14 a.m. "Melanie?" he called softly. No answer. His stomach twisted. He checked the bathroom. Empty. The kitchen. Empty. Then he noticed. The front door was unlocked. His heart pounded. Where was she? Something cold slid through his veins. He reached for his phone and dialed Melanie's number. Ringing, ringing. No answer. He tried again. Ringing, ringing. Then suddenly, her phone was turned off. Jordan's breath hitched. He wasn't a fool. Something was wrong. Then something else caught his eye. Melanie's laptop on the kitchen counter. It was open, the screen still glowing. He stepped closer. His fingers trembled as he moved the mouse. The screen unlocked without a password. And then his heart nearly stopped. A conversation was open, between Melanie and a man named Travis. His eyes darted across the messages. Travis: "Tonight was amazing. You drive me crazy, Mel." Melanie: "One night with another man isn't cheating. I just needed excitement." Jordan's hands clenched into fists. His breathing grew heavy. His world, the life he thought was perfect, was crumbling. And then his phone vibrated in his hand. A text from an unknown number. "I know where your wife is." Jordan's blood ran cold. He swallowed hard, staring at the screen. Who sent this? And more importantly, where was Melanie? Where? Jordan's hands shook as he stared at the message. His mind raced. Who sent this? How did they know about Melanie? His throat felt dry, but he forced himself to reply. "Who is this? Where is my wife?" 3 dots appeared, showing that the person was typing. Jordan's heart pounded. Seconds felt like hours. Then another message appeared. "Meet me at Clover Bridge. Come alone." Jordan's fingers hovered over the screen. His instincts screamed trap. But his love for Melanie, his need for answers, was stronger. Without thinking, he grabbed his car keys and stormed out of the house. Meanwhile, Melanie sat in Travis's car, staring out the window. The city lights flashed past, but her mind was restless. "You're quiet," Travis said, glancing at her. She forced a smile. "Just thinking." "About your husband?" Travis smirked. Melanie stiffened. "No." "Liar." Travis chuckled, tapping his fingers on the steering wheel. "You told me one night wasn't cheating, but let's be honest. It's never just one night, is it?" Melanie bit her lip. She didn't have an answer. Then something unexpected happened. The car slowed. Travis's playful smirk disappeared. His hands gripped the wheel tighter. His eyes darted to the rearview mirror. "What's wrong?" Melanie asked. "We're being followed," Travis muttered. Melanie's stomach twisted. By who? Travis didn't answer. Instead, he pressed his foot against the gas pedal. The car sped up. Melanie turned around, her heart hammering. A black SUV was behind them, its headlights glowing like eerie eyes in the dark. Travis, who is that? She whispered. Someone who doesn't want you going home tonight. Melanie's breath caught in her throat. What had she gotten herself into? Jordan pulled up, his headlights cutting through the thick fog hanging over the bridge. The place was deserted. The only sound was the distant rush of the river below. His phone buzzed again. Get out of the car. Jordan's pulse raced. He stepped out, scanning his surroundings. Then, footsteps. A shadow emerged from the darkness. A man in a black hoodie. Jordan clenched his fists. Where's my wife? He demanded. The man stopped a few feet away. His face was hidden, but his voice was sharp. You're asking the wrong question, the man said. Jordan frowned. What do you mean? The man chuckled. The real question is, who is she really with tonight? Jordan's breath hitched, his head spun, and then, before he could react, the man threw something at his feet. A phone. Melanie's phone. The screen was cracked. The last message on it was open. Jordan's eyes widened as he read it. Unknown number. You should have told him the truth, Melanie. Now it's too late. Jordan's heart stopped. Too late for what? Jordan's hands trembled as he picked up Melanie's cracked phone. His mind swirled with 1,000 questions, but one thing was clear. His wife was in danger. He looked up at the hooded man. Where is she? His voice was sharp, laced with panic. The man stepped closer, lowering his hood. Jordan's blood ran cold. It was Ethan, his best friend. Jordan staggered back. Ethan! What the hell is going on? Ethan's expression was unreadable. Jordan, listen to me. You need to stop looking for Melanie. Jordan's anger flared. He grabbed Ethan by the collar. What did you do to her? Ethan didn't fight back. He simply smirked. You're not the only one she's been lying to. Jordan's grip tightened. Speak clearly before I break your jaw. Ethan chuckled. All right, I'll tell you the truth, but you won't like it. Jordan let go, fists clenched. Talk. Ethan sighed, shaking his head. Your wife, dear Melanie, isn't just having an affair, Jordan. She's caught up in something much bigger. And if you keep looking for her, you might not live to see the morning. Jordan's chest tightened. What the hell are you talking about? Ethan exhaled. Travis isn't just some guy she's been seeing. He's dangerous, a man who gets rid of problems. And right now, you're a problem. Jordan's jaw clenched, his stomach twisted with dread. Meanwhile, inside Travis's car, Melanie's hands were cold as she gripped her seatbelt. The black SUV behind them was still following, its headlights burning through the darkness. Travis, slow down! You're driving too fast, she shouted. Travis smirked, eyes locked on the road. Mel, if I slow down, we're dead. Melanie's heart pounded. Who is that? Why are they after us? Travis exhaled sharply. Because, sweetheart, you got greedy. You thought this was just about sneaking around behind your husband's back, didn't you? Melanie's breath hitched. What are you talking about? Travis glanced at her, his expression dark. You didn't just cheat, Mel. You stole. And now they want their money back. Melanie felt her stomach drop. That's not true. Travis let out a bitter laugh. Then why do they want you dead? Suddenly, bang! A bullet shattered the back windshield. Melanie screamed. Travis swerved the car violently, tires screeching as he tried to outrun their pursuers. Hold on tight, baby, Travis growled, because this night is far from over. Somewhere in the night, the black SUV stayed on their tail, its engine roaring like a beast hunting its prey. Travis, do something! Melanie screamed, gripping the door handle as Travis swerved onto a side street. I am doing something, he snapped, yanking the wheel hard. I'm trying to keep us alive. Another bang. This time the bullet shattered the side mirror. Melanie ducked, heart hammering. They're trying to kill us, she gasped. Travis let out a dark chuckle. No, sweetheart. If they wanted you dead, you'd be dead already. They want something else. Melanie swallowed hard. She had no idea what was happening. One moment she was sneaking out for a thrilling night away from Jordan, and the next, this. Travis suddenly slammed on the brakes. The car screeched to a stop. Melanie gasped. "What are you doing?" Travis turned to her, eyes sharp. "We're not running anymore." Before she could argue, he reached under his seat and pulled out a gun. Melanie's blood ran cold. Travis flashed her a grin. "Stay here, babe. I'll handle this." Then he stepped out of the car. Back at Clover Bridge, Jordan's mind was spinning. Ethan's words echoed in his head. "Your wife stole something. If you keep looking for her, you might not live to see the morning." Jordan's fingers curled into fists. "What the hell did she steal?" Ethan sighed, rubbing his temples. "Let's just say, Melanie got herself involved with the wrong people." Jordan's chest tightened. He wanted to scream. His wife had been cheating on him. But now this. His phone buzzed. A message. "Unknown number. If you want to see your wife alive, come to the old warehouse on Birch Street." Alone. Jordan's breath caught. His pulse pounded in his ears. "Looks like you have a choice to make," Ethan said. "Walk away and live, or go after her and risk everything." Jordan didn't hesitate. He turned on his heel and ran toward his car. He wasn't walking away. Not tonight. Travis stepped out of the car, his gun steady in his hand. The black SUV screeched to a stop a few feet away. The doors flew open, and 3 men stepped out. They were dressed in dark clothes, their faces shadowed by the dim streetlights. Melanie's breath hitched. Who were they? One of the men, a tall figure with a scar across his cheek, stepped forward. "Give it back, Travis." Travis smirked. "Sorry, but I don't have it." Scarface's eyes darkened. "Then she does." He turned his gaze toward Melanie, making her stomach drop. "I don't know what you're talking about," she blurted out. Scarface chuckled, but there was no humor in it. "You really don't, do you? That's the problem with people like you. You think you're playing games when you're actually inside one." Before Melanie could process his words, Travis fired. Bang! One of the men crumpled to the ground, groaning in pain. "Run!" Travis shouted, yanking open Melanie's door. She hesitated only for a second before bolting out of the car. Her heart pounded as she sprinted down the dark alleyway, Travis right behind her. Gunshots rang out behind them. "Where are we going?" she gasped. "To someone who can help." Travis grabbed her wrist and pulled her forward. "And trust me, babe, we need all the help we can get." At the warehouse on Birch Street, Jordan gripped the steering wheel, his mind racing. The old warehouse loomed in the distance, its broken windows looking like dark, empty eyes. He killed the engine and got out. The night was eerily quiet. Then, his phone buzzed. A message from the unknown number. "Come inside. No tricks." Jordan exhaled, his heart hammering against his ribs. He pushed open the rusted metal door and stepped into the darkness. A single hanging light bulb flickered above. The air smelled of dust and oil. Then, footsteps. Jordan turned sharply, fists clenched. A figure emerged from the shadows. It wasn't Melanie. It was Scarface. "You must be the husband," Scarface said, smirking. "Nice of you to finally join us." Jordan's jaw tightened. "Where's Melanie?" Scarface sighed, shaking his head. "She's running around town with the wrong people, but don't worry. You'll see her soon enough." Jordan's pulse quickened. "What do you want?" Scarface stepped closer. "Your wife stole something from me, and I'm going to get it back." Jordan's breath hitched. "What did she take?" Scarface's grin widened. "Everything." Jordan's muscles tensed. His mind was screaming with questions. What did Melanie steal? What was she involved in? Scarface stepped closer, his eyes cold. "You're going to help me find her." Jordan clenched his fists. "And if I don't?" Scarface smirked. "Then you'll be the first one she watches die." A chill ran down Jordan's spine, but he kept his face blank. He wasn't afraid of this man. Not yet. "Why do you think I'd help you?" Scarface pulled out a phone, tapped the screen, then turned it around. Jordan's breath caught. It was a live video. Melanie, tied to a chair. Tears streaked her face, her mouth gagged, her eyes darted wildly as if searching for an escape. Jordan's stomach twisted. "Where is she?" he growled. Scarface chuckled. "Now that's the spirit. Let's go find her, shall we?" Meanwhile, Melanie's body trembled as she struggled against the ropes. She was in a dimly lit room, the air thick with dust. A single man stood near the door, his face obscured by shadows. "Please," she mumbled through the gag. The man tilted his head. "You don't even know what you stole, do you?" Tears burned Melanie's eyes. "I didn't steal anything." The man chuckled darkly. "Oh, Melanie, you did more than just cheat on your husband. You walked into something much bigger than you can handle." Melanie shook her head. "Please, I'll fix it. Just let me go." The man took a slow step forward. "There's only one way to fix it, sweetheart." Melanie's breath hitched. A gun clicked. Her blood turned to ice. Was this it? Was this how her story ended? Then, bang! The door burst open. Melanie gasped as chaos erupted. A familiar voice shouted, "Get away from her!" Her eyes widened. Jordan. He was here, and he wasn't alone. Jordan moved fast, slamming into the man near Melanie. A gun went off, the bullet missing by inches. The room exploded with noise, shouting, scuffling, the sound of flesh hitting flesh. Jordan's fists connected with the man's face, knocking him back. He turned to Melanie, quickly untying her. "Are you okay?" he asked breathlessly. Tears spilled down her cheeks. I don't understand what's happening." Jordan pulled her up. "Neither do I. But we need to—" Click. A gun pressed against the back of his head. Jordan froze. Scarface's voice was smooth. "Not so fast." Melanie's breath hitched. "Please, don't hurt him." Scarface chuckled. "Oh, I'm not going to hurt him. You are." Jordan's pulse pounded. "What do you mean?" Scarface tossed a gun at Melanie's feet. "If you want him to live, pick it up." Melanie's hands shook. Jordan's eyes locked onto hers. "Don't do it, Mel." Scarface smirked. "Time to prove your love, sweetheart. Either he dies, or you do." Melanie's heart pounded. She had to make a choice, but was there even a way out of this? Melanie's hands trembled as she stared at the gun on the floor. Her mind screamed for a way out, but there was none. Scarface smirked. "Tick-tock, sweetheart, pick it up." Jordan's voice was steady. "Mel, don't." Tears burned her eyes. If she didn't pick up the gun, Scarface would kill Jordan. If she did, she didn't even want to think about it. Scarface sighed dramatically. "Fine, if you won't do it," Melanie screamed. Jordan gasped, staggering forward. Blood bloomed on his shoulder. Scarface shot him. He actually shot him. Jordan gritted his teeth, clutching his wound. "You bastard," he growled. Scarface chuckled, amused. "That was just a warning. Next one goes to the head." He turned to Melanie. "Pick, upper, the gun." Her hands shook as she reached for it, her mind racing. If she grabbed it, maybe she could turn it on Scarface, but could she pull the trigger? Scarface's patience snapped. He grabbed Jordan by the collar and shoved the gun under his chin. "No more waiting. Either you shoot him or I do." Melanie's heart pounded. "Wait!" Scarface raised a brow. "I'm listening." Melanie's mind spun. Think. And then she said something she never thought she would. "I know where the money is." Scarface's smirk dropped. The room fell into silence. Jordan shot her a confused look. "Mel, what are you talking about?" Scarface narrowed his eyes. "Go on." Melanie swallowed hard. "I can get you the money, but if you kill him, you'll never find it." Scarface studied her for a long moment. Then he grinned. "Now we're talking." He loosened his grip on Jordan but didn't lower his gun. "Fine. You have 1 hour to get me my money, but if you try anything stupid—" He glanced at Jordan. "I'll make sure he dies slow." Melanie nodded quickly. "I understand." But there was one problem. She had no idea where the money was. Scarface shoved Jordan onto the floor and grabbed Melanie by the arm. "Let's go. You're taking me to the money. Now." Jordan struggled to his feet, wincing in pain. "Mel, don't go with him." Scarface smirked. "She doesn't have a choice." Melanie's heart pounded as she was dragged out of the room. She needed to figure something out, fast, because if she didn't, Jordan was going to die. Melanie's mind raced as Scarface dragged her through the dark warehouse. Jordan was bleeding, barely able to stand, and she had 1 hour to come up with a way to save him. And herself. Scarface shoved her into the passenger seat of a black SUV and climbed in after her. "Start talking. Where's my money?" Melanie's heart pounded. She didn't know, but she had one chance, one desperate lie that could buy her time. "It's at a storage unit," she blurted. "Across town." Scarface narrowed his eyes. "Which one?" Melanie swallowed. "Lincoln Storage. Unit 45 inches. Scarface smirked. "Now we're getting somewhere." He started the car and sped off into the night. As the city lights blurred past, Melanie's mind raced. She had to get to the storage unit first, before Scarface realized she was lying. She reached into her pocket, feeling for her phone. Gone. Scarface must have taken it. She took a shaky breath. "Think, Mel. Think." Then she saw it. A police car up ahead. Her pulse quickened. If she could get their attention. Slowly, she reached for the door handle. If she could jump out, run into the street. Scarface grabbed her wrist, squeezing hard. "Don't even think about it." Melanie gasped in pain. He knew. Scarface chuckled. "Nice try, sweetheart, but you're not getting away that easy." The truth comes out. Minutes later, they pulled up to Lincoln Storage. The place was deserted. Streetlights flickered above them, casting eerie shadows on the metal doors. Scarface pointed his gun at her. "Open it." Melanie's hands shook as she stepped toward Unit 45. She grabbed the lock, stalling, thinking, "Now, Melanie." She took a deep breath. There was no money inside. But there was one thing she could do. She yanked the storage door open and screamed at the top of her lungs. "Help! He's got a gun!" Scarface cursed and lunged at her, but it was too late. Sirens blared. Bright red and blue lights flashed across the walls. Melanie's scream had drawn attention from a security guard who had already called the police. Scarface turned to run, but officers surrounded him. "Drop the gun!" one of them shouted. Scarface hesitated. His eyes burned with rage. He raised his weapon. The shot echoed through the night. Scarface collapsed to the ground. It was over hours later. Melanie sat in the hospital beside Jordan's bed. His shoulder was wrapped in bandages, his face pale but alive. Jordan stared at her, pain and disappointment in his eyes. "Why, Melanie?" Tears spilled down her cheeks. "I didn't mean for any of this to happen." "But it did," he whispered. "You lied. You cheated. And because of that, we almost died." Melanie swallowed hard. "I know. I was selfish, and I lost everything because of it." Jordan sighed. "We both lost something tonight." Melanie nodded. She wanted to beg for forgiveness, to promise she'd change, but she knew some mistakes couldn't be undone. As dawn broke, Jordan turned away, staring out the window. And Melanie knew. Some wounds never heal. Infidelity is more than just betrayal. It's a dangerous game that destroys trust, love, and sometimes even lives. Lies will always catch up to you, and the truth, no matter how painful, is the only way to real freedom. Thank you so much for watching. Your support means more than words can say. Every view, every like, every comment brings this channel to life. If this story moved you, shocked you, or kept you guessing, that's just the beginning. Don't forget to subscribe, because here at Infidelity Love, the drama never sleeps, and the next twist is always around the corner. See you in the next one.